In this video, I'm going to be building the EVO70 by Custom MK. This keyboard was the very first keyboard group buy I've joined back in 2021, and it cost nearly $200, so somewhat budget yet somewhat mid-tier. The first thing that I've noticed when I opened up this keyboard was that the packaging isn't really that fancy. It's all covered up in layers and layers of foam and was inside a delivery box, which I will not show because it contains my address. I know there's a saying called you get what you paid for, but you know what? This is a small keyboard manufacturer. It's a small team. They're new. I don't think anyone that I know of heard of this board, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt when it came to the tons and tons of foam. But hey, guess what? It's free foam! Good for foam modding! So as always, I disassembled the keyboard, and the way it was put together is interesting. For starters, it doesn't require you to use any Phillips head screws unless you're putting on PCB mount stabilizers. Everything is screwed on with special screws that require the Allen key that the kit provides in order for you to remove it and tear it apart. Another thing I noticed is that the PCB is mounted in between two aluminum plates and the acrylic diffuser in between. So it means you have to mod it. Luckily, I have some car dampening insulation foam that I got in my local car shop, and I tape modded the PCB at least 3 layers just so that we get that muted sound experience. And the thick car foam does help a lot as there is a lot of empty space, so you have to put something in between or else you're gonna feel that hollow and pinging noise. I did the keyboard build live on my Twitch stream, so feel free to follow me if you want to see me build keyboards live. And David, the guy who runs Custom MK, he gave me some interesting advice when it comes to assembling this keyboard. One thing he told me is that I could do tape mod, but I cannot tape the edges because that's where the underglow LED lights are, so I have to make sure that the tape doesn't hit every single corner, which meant that the first 2 layers was filled with the most jankiest tape assembly that I've ever done. It's basically not only I had to foam mod and tape mod this thing just so that it doesn't sound hollow, but I also have to make sure that there is room for the LED RGB lights, which is something really new that I had to do because other keyboards I've built didn't really require me to give room to the LED lights and stuff. You might not want to have underglow. Oh, the edge! Okay, I'll fix that later. Luckily, tape mod is like easy to fix. Okay. Oh my god, look how scuffed this is. I mean, at least no one's gonna see it underneath, you know? Like, when I go bring this to like a meetup, no one's gonna like dismantle the board. And even if they tried, they need to use Allen wrenches instead of like literal screws. Oh Jesus, it's bad. Hold on, let me have this closer to me. I scuffed the tape mod so much to the point where it's like scuffing everything else, so I might have to replace it later, probably. So for the switches, I chose the Tesse Ice Candy linear switch. I didn't lube them, these are stock. Putting them on this keyboard was a bit of a challenge because the plate has to be the second toughest plate that I had to put switch on, the first being the DNA 65. It's a bit cramped, but not too cramped to the point where I need to use a switch puller to help assist me when putting down switches. I just need to put a bit of force in order for them to fit. No big deal, not a lot of bent pins, but you do have to put a bit of force in, so that's not a good thing if you have tiny hands. If there's one thing I like about the switches and the stabilizers, it's that they're both clear and they both complement each other. Plus, this keyboard, it doesn't have RGB LED lights, it's only white LEDs. But I think it doesn't really bother me that much because the clear switch, the clear top housing, and the clear stabs just make the white glow even better. It doesn't feel artificial, it just showcases how brightly white this is. For the keycaps, I chose to use Infinity Delight. It's a keycap set made by Hippiotech. It was the first one he made before the polycap hippos. And I've gotta say, They look really cute and adorable. They look super sweet as well. And to complement this keyboard build, I've added the delicious sandwich cookie knob made by Pikati and this cookie artisan made by Keycaps that I bought off Etsy, but I think they now have their own online stores. Overall, I'm quite proud with this build. Everything is on theme, they all fit together, and I can't wait to use it more. After the build, I've used it quite a bit, and I will admit that the left-hand corner where the knob and the F1 to 6 buttons are, it's something to get used to, but you eventually get the hang of it within like an hour or two. But overall, it's a good board. I enjoyed using it, and I can't wait to use it more. I think the board is sold out, but if they plan to do more in-stock options, I highly suggest go get the board because it's a really good board. Also, Bongo Cat! We're here for the Bongo Cat, something that was usually exclusive for the SAT75, now available in a cheaper variety. And it's so cute and it bongos. Anywho, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to press like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I plan to do more keyboard builds in the future, so make sure to keep an eye out on that. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch if you want to see me build some keys live. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. So my name is Kitty J out. Sound test at the end of the video. And yeah, see you guys next time. Ciao!